I just got this shirt and I spilled something on it. Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm going to be watching Attack on Titan. No, I'm not watching Attack on Titan. I'm watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 2. I always want to call yeah, I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be the second of the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhoods. So I watched the first one last episode, and now I was thinking of me watching this one. So this is the second series in my anime sampler that I'm doing. The first one I did was Death Note. So if you were interested in seeing my reactions to the first 2 episodes of Death Note, you can find them in the links below. And anyway, I'll also put the first of the Full Metal Alchemist episodes there as well. So my thoughts on Full Metal Alchemist up to this point is, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's dramatic. It's got great character development. I mean, even in the one episode, like you see a lot of like depth in a lot of the characters, and they're not just one dimensional. They have lives outside the plot, which I think is really fun and fascinating. Um, but it has this like delicious, bubblegummy, fluffy, optimistic vibe to it that I think is really fun. Particularly because it well balances the like drama that is a lot of what the show is going to like really focus on, I assume. Considering I've seen the first, I guess it was the Full Metal Alchemist 2003 version, I have some idea of like the weightiness and even the creep factor of some of the things they're going to be looking at. And I initially, when I started watching Brotherhood, I wasn't quite sure how I would handle kind of the cuteness. But now that I think about it, I think it's a nice uh, counter countermeasure against what could be just a really depressing show. But it definitely is going to be an adjustment just because the most recent ones I've seen, Attack on Titan, Erased, Samurai Champloo, Death Note, they all are really serious or adult oriented. I mean, Samurai Champloo, not known for being particularly serious, but um, definitely more adult in nature. So this one is the closest thing I've gotten to like more of a juvenile kind of, oh, what's the term? Juvenile ambiance? No, but we'll run with that word. So, so yeah, I really don't know what to expect with this one, just because from what I understand, the plot from the 2003 version and Brotherhood are kind of different. That and it's been forever since I've seen the 2003 version, so even if it was exactly the same, I wouldn't remember what happens next. Um, so yeah, I expect feels just like in the last one, which, woo! It's not every day that you get to watch a video of yourself starting to cry. And that was a unique experience for me. And what I will tell you is while I was editing while I was editing the episode, I started crying again while editing. My roommates came by and I'm just like I mean, it was shocking. So clearly that scene did a very good job of really, like a lot of emotion right there. So I thought that was kind of funny. And I was like editing me watching something, and while it was going on, I'm rewatching it. I just start crying because, I mean, that's good storytelling. I mean, clearly. All right. So if you would like to watch my full reaction to this, and by full, it is edited, obviously, just because I edit out moments where I'm not doing much of anything except this. Because, I mean, that's not really, I mean, I don't find that interesting, so I don't believe that you would find that interesting either. So I edit all that stuff out. But if you'd like to see my reaction, then you can find it in the description box below. You can either go through my Patreon or you can just go through the bit.ly link that I have posted there. Because not everyone, I understand, has Patreon or wants to go to my Patreon or whatever. I'm someone who doesn't really like limiting content, so if you'd like to support me, you can, but you're still going to get access to the content because I do this because, well, I like it, not because I want to make a living off of this. In fact, I I don't understand how people can do that. I would get burned out so fast if this were like a full-time gig. No. All right, so let's do this. All right, so that episode didn't have as many feels as the last one, which I find surprising given the content matter. I think it's the music, honestly, which was gorgeous, but a little distracting. Um, just like the scene where, like, you know, he's trying to bring it back his mom. It had like a weird kind of carnival-y vibe, kind of demented, which I guess makes sense given what was going on, but it just seemed a little less like, oh. And I think there was a this episode suffered from Jaws syndrome a little bit. Maybe it's because the 2003 version, the mom, you didn't see a lot of her. You just kind of saw her silhouette and like different parts of her, so it was like really traumatizing. Because in Jaws, like when you see like the fin or the shadow of the shark or whatever, like it's terrifying. And I felt like that was kind of the way it was with the 2003 version. This one, we see her full on, which is kind of like seeing the full shark at the end of Jaws, which is not nearly as traumatizing. I just kind of looked at it. I was more fascinated and trying to like pick out like body parts almost. So I don't think this one was as intense as the previous one. And this episode seemed to go really fast. Like it was done in flashback, which is fine. It took me a second to like adjust to that, but like it just seemed like, I mean, you had like dad leaving, mom dying, the transmutation, trying to bring mom back, the loss of the limb, the seeing the like all the, you know, the world beyond, and the weird creature and the weird arms. You see that. Then there's meeting, I almost said Captain Levi, meeting the flame alchemist, getting his arm, like her rehabilitation, passing the alchemist assessment, getting his code name. I mean, that's a lot in one episode. So I feel like it was just really, it felt kind of rushed. I would have much preferred them to show glimpses of all those things throughout the series, kind of like episode 1, where you see the tragedy of their past in context, or like in like the action, like as in flashback, just like while something else is going on. So I mean, don't get me wrong, still love the show, and but I almost feel like this is like a transitional episode, like set us up for like other things that will go on, which I wish they had just taken pieces of that and shown them in the context of the show. But alas, they didn't ask me. Still great, still definitely a show that I am considering. I've not ruled this out in the slightest. I think it has a slight edge over Death Note, just because I A, know the characters a little more, and B, it's more optimistic feeling. I feel like Death Note seems very depressing, kind of a downer, kind of brutal. And this one, although it has a lot of really sad things that go on, Definitely has an air of optimism that I know that I would enjoy. So anyway, that's that. So we'll see. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I was gonna have my next video that I make the Promised Neverland, but I think I'm actually gonna be doing um, a video looking at the scene where Ed is talking to the creature, because there's a lot of, mainly the door and unpacking that type of thing that I would just find interesting. I also kind of want to look at some of the transmutation circles and see if there's any, if they took some of those symbols from other historical people groups, because I don't know, that's just something that that's my jam. So we'll see. That might take a little bit of time, a little bit of research. So I might do my next video being the Promised Neverland, but I know that will be one that I do make at some point. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. I feel like I should be saying that because everyone says it, and that's what you do, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, and yes, I'll see you next time.